ask questions. So that is wonderful. The fifth dimension. A lot of people will talk about awakening, about ascending into the fifth dimension. I'll talk a little bit about this, what it means, and how to remain on a high vibrational state or in a high vibrational state. So people will feel sometimes that yes, they connect to a some kind of a bliss, some kind of a connection to their true self, or they feel totally connected to their environment, to everything, everyone around. But how do you maintain that contact? And I'm checking. I have my phone here just to make sure I can answer all the questions and how to clear the emotional block. So if you have any questions around those topics, feel free. There's no private connections today. It's not really the topic. But again, the ego mind wants to know. The ego mind wants to understand. And as soon as the ego mind, which is your earth mind, your personality, your character, as soon as your mind understands a little bit more, what are we trying to do here? Then suddenly your earth mind is kind of saying, okay, so it's safe. The process of raising my vibration or going higher and opening up is safe. I'm not going to die. I'm not going to lose contact with reality. So as soon as the ego mind understands, which is why we're trying to answer all those questions, suddenly it's letting go of the fear of not being in control of the experiences, and then you realize, oh my god, more information is coming through. So yes, wonderful. So I see 7 people here, probably more because I'm through StreamYard here. So let me know who's there, where you're from, before we start a very short opening meditation. And that will allow you to raise your vibration again, to relax mentally and physically and emotionally. And that will allow every information, any intellectual information that I will share today to kind of sink in deeper, to enter in deeper. You won't resist. Your ego mind will be so relaxed that it won't resist any uh, any information coming through. So wonderful. I'm just waiting for who's there. I want to know who's there. I want to see who's connected. Kelly, yes. Yeah, we can have fun, of course. Please never think of connecting to the spiritual aspect of yourself as being something extremely serious and we have to follow those steps. I'll tell you that even though you may read about steps to follow, there's actually none specifically. So let me read all your comments. Kelly, yeah, once you get connected to the 5D, you find it hard to stay in 3D. Well, that is an important question, too. Yes, how to come back and appreciate. I'll answer that too. And if ever I forget, I will connect. Please remind me. Marcia, Lisa, wonderful. Wonderful. Monica, wonderful. Yes, good. I'm happy whether you're here because it was planned or it's an accident. Remember, there's no accident. So I will answer those questions. If you have any questions, please type them in the comment. I have a few questions I have received a few days ago. I'll try to maintain some kind of order. If I forget something, let me know. We should be together for 30-40 minutes from now. So we should be finishing in 40 minutes or so. I'll try to hold that time. But now, remember, in order to fully integrate the information we will share today, we need to be relaxed. We need to be open in the mind, open in the heart, and fully, completely open. So, are you ready to relax? Lily's here. I'm so happy, guys, that you're here. Carolina is here, California, Scotland. Oh my God. If you're in California right now, I honestly pray for you. I know a lot of things are happening there. So let's close our eyes. Let's enter this opening meditation to rise our or raise our vibration, and we will have a little chat together. So let's do this. Close your eyes right now. Take a deep breath in through the nose, and when you exhale, just breathe out completely. Let go like a big sigh. And every time you breathe out, like a remember you're letting go of all the worries, all the tensions, all the doubts, all the questionings, all the unanswered questions you have about life, about spirituality. It's like suddenly, honestly, I'm open to receiving whatever is meant to come through. So every time you breathe out through the mouth, you're letting go. So let's do this for 3 breathing cycles. Wonderful. So now use your powerful imagination to create images in your mind. And remember, it doesn't matter how you see things, it doesn't matter how you feel things, it will happen perfectly. There's no right or wrong answers in the work we do right now. See yourself in a beautiful bubble of white light. See your body in that beautiful bubble of white light. Feel that you are inhaling some of the white light actually. So you see the white light entering your nose, going down and moving within you, relaxing your chest, your upper back, relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your arms, your hands, relaxing your lower back and stomach area, relaxing your thighs, your knees, your calves, relaxing your feet and toes, relaxing your neck now. And again, you see this and feel this in your own way. There's never again any right or wrong. There's not only one path, there's so many, and one is yours. Feel the light moving in your face, in your throat, in your ears. Seeing your body in this beautiful white light or beautiful bubble of white light, seeing the space between your body and the white light, and understand that even though you're in this beautiful, safe environment, there's the world outside. You're not sleeping, so you're totally aware that there's a world outside and you're fine. You're totally fine with this. You're totally fine with the fact that the world outside, whether you know who's around or whether you're simply aware of the energy of humanity and the world around you right now, it's like, I am aware, but I'm not letting any energy I do not resonate with in. I am not letting it in. Right now, I am fully and completely open. Beautiful. So take a deep breath in through the nose and relax. And you can open your eyes. I'm welcoming everybody here today. And remember, we're here to answer a few questions, but because we're relaxed now, even me, I can see that I'm more relaxed, so it's perfect. We will kind of allow the information to flow through, not only intellectually, but also energetically, because that's what we want. So, some of you shared a few questions. I will answer them through a general, you know, conversation. If you have any questions, please type them down and I'll hopefully will see them. So I'm checking kind of all the questions I have before I start with any details about the higher self and how to maintain your vibration. Let's talk about the fifth dimension. So you may have heard about it if you're new to the topic, or it might be like a very known subject for you. Now we're in the third dimension, and yes, there are lower vibrations, there are lower dimensions, and now we're really trying to blend the light and the darkness. Okay, darkness is not negative, it's just different poles of who we are. We can feel joy and bliss, but we can feel anger, and we can feel hate, and we can feel all what we call being negative emotions. So third dimension is to really learn. And this is, again, I don't hold the truth, this is what comes through me, and at the same time it is a very general overview and perspective we can have on what we're experiencing. But generally, third dimension, or the lessons of the third dimension, is to simply accept that we have all chosen, whether we remember it or not, to incarnate here and feel what it means to feel all the beautiful feelings of being in a body, and also feel emotions, and at the same time feel what it means to also be in a body that may include pain, that may include discomfort, that may include any kind of physical tension and pain, and all the emotions that are labeled as being a bit darker, as I said, hate or sadness, or anything we label as being dark. But again, we're here to understand that they're just mirroring one another, and we're supposed right now to let go and accept that it is part of the lesson. And as we rise into another vibration, a higher vibration, suddenly the pain is lesser. And even though we may be exposed to that pain, whether it's, and when I say pain, I'm talking emotional, physical, and mental, could be spiritual as well, with karmic lessons that need to be integrated. But either way, there's a way, as we raise our vibration, there's a way to say, I see the pain, I see the struggle in myself, in my family, in my loved ones, in my town, in my country, in the world, and still I remain peaceful. So this is mainly the lesson right now that we're going through, not just to be on the survival mode. And again, some people, depending where you are in the world, might feel that their survival mode is a little bit more intense, meaning that I need to fight to even put food on my plate. That is extreme survival mode. So, and while others are totally blessed with a wonderful life, and survival mode does not apply. They can really choose to be happy if they want to. So our world is still balanced between all those different poles. Some people are luckier, or some people have a different mission. We call them light workers, we call them star seeds, we call them empaths. Are actually a part of light workers. They may choose or not choose to work with the world to raise the vibration of all of us. Again, it's always a choice, but most of us and most of you here are probably feeling that fiber, that I know something is happening and I need to help the world. I need to help myself in order to help people around me. And when you're a light worker, you're not just helping. You don't have to have the mission of saving the world. It's not that. You don't want to put that on your shoulders, but just helping an injured animal, just helping a person cross the street because they're panicking, because they're older, or they're impaired, or whatever it is. You are in your light. You are helping the world to be a better place. So fifth dimension is where we're heading right now. A lot of us are what we call the fourth dimension, which is kind of an in-between, a transitional space where we realize, yes, I sense something better, bigger, and higher vibrational is accessible. I get a few glimpses here and there of it, but then I return back to 3D. So when you are, and most of us are right now in the fourth dimension, which is, I am aware of the third dimension, which is pretty much what everybody sees. Plus, I have some moments where I feel I have a sign. I feel I'm channeling something. I feel my intuition is so big that I could help so many. I want to love. I want to receive love. And then back, you're back in 3D. So the fourth dimension is that in-between zone. And it's interesting because Kelly sent a message or a question that for her it's the opposite. I'm like I'm so much in 5D that it's hard for me to go back into 3D. And at the same time, it's good to be in 5D, but because you have incarnated in a human body, the goal is to come back to this knowledge that you're human, and be totally fully incarnated in this body. Again, that is my perspective, and hopefully what I get from your message. So staying in 5D is totally fine. Actually, to really summarize the best possible, what is 5D? It's totally the blend, the fusion, the merging of your ego, your earth self, and your higher self. So your ego allows you to make sure you find a job to get money in order to pay for your food, for your house, for your home, for your apartment. So everything that needs to be looked at, because you're human, you need food, you need to exercise, you need the ego to remind you all those things. If you were just in 5D all the time, or even higher, you would lose totally contact with this. And actually, not 5D. 5D, you're still pretty much into the physical realm. I would talk about sixth dimension and above, where actually you're starting not to have to be incarnated, really. So 5D, you're still incarnated. So when Kelly says, okay, it's hard for me to come back or come down to 3D, in the end, the ultimate gold, well, maybe it's gold too, the ultimate goal of 5D is really to feel human, feeling that, yeah, if I cut myself, it will hurt, but at the same time being aware that there's more to this. This is 5D. Again, the merger, the fusion of your earth self, your ego that allows you to be alive, to take actions, to drive a car, and your higher self, which is full, complete connection to the spiritual realm, your past life, your future life, your guides, your star family, uh, everything that is connected. Everything that is connected to those gifts of intuition, clairvoyance, clairaudience, claircognizance. When you're in 5D, you can be. So maybe I'm answering your question clearly, Kelly. You're maybe there because your question really resonates with the fact that this is what 5D is. Again, you can, okay, if somebody asks you questions, okay, what is the road to go back to wherever, London? Easily you can come back to 3D and tell them, your ego self takes over. But whenever you don't need to stay in the 3D, suddenly you rise again. So 5D again is the blend, the true connection between your higher self and your ego mind. So it is a very clear way to understand it. And this is what I do. This is what I help people to work with, their higher self. Your higher self is your wisest guidance system. It is you from a broader perspective. I'm sorry. So it means that, again, you're aware of all your past lives. You're aware of all the blocks you have experienced in this life. You're aware of your guides, your star family. You can connect. You can feel the answers. You're channeling, you're psychic. You see things. And at the same time, you can go and cook for your family. Okay. So this is 5D, but your higher self is that connection to your deep and highest intuition, your highest knowledge. And yes, you also have access to the Akashic records, yours and others. Okay, so that's why it's so important to connect to your higher self and receive the guidance from it, because it is the pathway to the fifth dimension. And again, so I know you are, guys, sending me a lot of questions. Let me read what's coming through. Okay, yeah, Kelly saying it's major work of letting go and releasing. Wonderful. Monica, how would one know which stage they're at? Yeah, we don't have a machine that you can actually monitor where you are. But personally, for me, I'm 4D, so fourth dimension, getting closer to 5D. And because I'm fourth, there are days that, and life will remind you. And when I say life, it's your higher self. Your higher self wants you to merge your physical self, your 3D self, your human self with the highest vibration. So if you have, let's say, unconsciously not resolved a few things whether it's from your childhood, from relationships, from a past life, then you cannot fully ascend. You cannot fully reach the highest connection with your fifth dimensional self. You can, because you're still trapped in a fear, in a an experience that did not fully got to be resolved. So your higher self will gently send you people and situations to let you know, remember, you did not resolve this, or I don't know, it could be a trauma for a childhood, or relationships that seem to come back, they're always the same. And even though it's a different person, every time it seems to be the same kind of experience. Well, your higher self will put you in situations to let you know you didn't fully resolve that. So, of course, you will attract it until you resolve it. How can you resolve it? Well, depending on the problem, it could be any kind of inner work. You can see a person like me, like a channeler or a hypnotist, or you can see a Reiki practitioner, you can see a counselor, you can see a doctor, whatever it is. And it could be different practitioners as well. But don't wait for it to happen. Going to 5D or finding where you are right now is also a lot of work. It's not easy. Some people are lucky; they just wake up and they seem to have that. Oh my God, that's it. I'm shifting totally. But because we're still in transition, all of us, countries are in transition, Gaia is in transition, your family, everything that creates an entity, your cells are transitioning. Everything that has a life and that can grow and can expand is transitioning right now. So it is important to listen, to visualize and see how different entities are actually transitioning. But I'll tell you that either most of us are still in 3D, or like people like me are in 4D, so fourth dimension, but we're all aiming to 5D. Some people will, the process will be a lot easier, some will be a bit harder. But again, if you have any fears, any doubts, any unresolved issues, look for help. Honestly, whatever you feel resonates with you, you will help yourself, you will ease the process, and you will ease the process to connect with your higher self. As soon as you connect regularly with your higher self, I'm telling you from personal experience and what I witness with my clients, that the transition to 5D is a lot easier. So it means that because we're still touching the 5D and sometimes coming back to 4D and sometimes 3D, because you had bad news, suddenly you feel, oh my God, I've worked so much on myself for 5 years and I feel I'm going back down to a lower vibration. No, you can go back anytime. You just need to resolve. If there's pain, if there's phobias, if there's discomfort, please look, please ask for support. You will help yourself. Definitely. So let me see. Yes, the universe will give us all the lessons we need to learn for sure. 5D, Kelly says 5D feels like a little reward, yeah, for the pain it took to grow. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you're alive. And remember, even though you're in 5D and you consider yourself being in 5D, the world is not in 5D, okay? The world is not in 5D. So you'll be exposed to people around you that are still struggling, and it could be people who are very close to you. You will have to make choices. Do I see them every day, or do I need to distance myself and just send them help until we vibrate pretty much at the same level? Or if your work is not resolved, you will get people coming your way and triggering those little unresolved issues within you. And again, we're transitioning. So I hope I have answered the 5D question and the notion of the higher self. So it is so vital for you to really accept the fact that yes, you're still alive, you're still a human, and discomfort and pain can come through, whether to your life or to people you love and know, or to the world. How to maintain a high vibration? That was one of the questions. You maintain a high vibration by doing a few of the things I will share with you right now. And please expand this list to whatever feels right for you. Meditating, doing activations. On this page right now, there's like tons and tons. Just scroll down. Like pretty much every week there's something, but not just from me. You could go like any lovely, lovely, and wonderful and powerful channelers and spiritual guides and spiritual teachers around the world that you will connect and vibrate with their teachings. And again, you might want to use their meditations, their activations, let go for a few months, come back to them. It's totally fine. It's whatever you feel like. But it is important at least once a day to connect to a meditation, to an activation, to allow you to enter 5D. Okay? If you enter 5D 30 seconds once a day, your higher self will be yes. Your higher self will say, well, that's it. You're opening the door. We can do more. So if you don't know where to go, please scroll here. You have so many activations and meditations. And even though they're a year old, it doesn't matter. You will get something from it. If not, look for other teachers, but do not stay stagnant. Do not stay still, hoping that you will wake up one morning with the, oh my God, I'm in 5D. It does not happen like this. A lesson needs to be learned, and it's totally normal. So meditation is to calm the mind down. Activations is to raise your vibration and to connect to your higher self and your guides and allow intuition to come through. Another tip, when you receive a gut feeling, when you receive an intuition, make sure you listen. You're telling your higher self, I heard you, I saw you, I felt you, I'm listening. And when your higher self knows you're listening, it's sending messages more often and for a longer time. So you're increasing that connection. Intuition can be anything from a dream, from a gut feeling, from a vision of an eagle, or like things. Sometimes I may find myself like a peacock feather out of nowhere in the middle of a like a park, and I know that what are the odds? Well, these are signs. You need to listen. Sometimes you don't always know what it means, but just saying, okay, I'm aware, higher self or guides, you're sending me signs, a message. I will take the time to understand and try to understand what it means. Just by saying, I see it, I hear it, I'm going to take time to decipher it, is like it's like a reward for your higher self. So that is amazing when you do this. Eating well, of course, exercising. Again, you're still incarnated. You need to take care of this vehicle. Again, remember, 5D is the full and complete fusion of your earth self and your higher self. Suddenly, you don't need to call upon your higher self. It's like you want to know something, you get it. And then you use your body to put it into the action. So you need to take care of your body, of your vehicle here. And again, I would say that one of the most important elements to remain and keep yourself in a high vibration is resolve all your old stuff. You know, your grudges, your fears, your anger about like whatever your parents did to you. And again, there might be a long process. There might be a process of releasing the trapped emotion. There might be a process of forgiving. There might be a process of saying, well, I need to make peace. Or it could be that if your life is okay, it could just be like the world is going bad. There's a lot of things happening in my country, in my community, in my family. How you make peace with this. Again, exposing yourself to the news, be vigilant. You don't need to see, to look at the news every day. You don't need to be exposed to it all the time. Okay, so make sure that you are treating yourself like you would treat your own child, with love, respect, and also with a desire to protect yourself from what is totally irrelevant and at the same time painful and totally that would disconnect you from your main goal. So again, what you expose yourself to, clear your unresolved emotions from the past. If ever you have patterns coming back, why do I keep on doing this? Why do I keep on attracting these people? And whatever, again, it could be a channeler, it could be a hypnotist. I say that because this is what I work, but it could be a psychologist, a counselor, a Reiki practitioner, a naturopath, anybody who you feel could help you. And if ever you don't get answers with the, I would say, mainstream um, health practitioners or practices, well, maybe it's time to maybe check in a past life. Who knows if you're not carrying on an old trauma that seems to have been coming from another past life. Okay, that is also a possibility. And this time is like we cut karma. It's like, again, we are mostly all of us here in 4D, switching to 5D, sometimes going to 3D when there's fear and anger and discomfort. But in the end, we're mainly in 4D going to 5D. So it is totally important that you clear whatever needs to be cleared. And one of the goals is to clear any old karma. Karma actually, yeah, for me, it's like you don't pay. I know there's a kind of a common knowledge that karma, okay, you're going through this because it's your karma. It's not like a life sentence. It's really not like that. On the other hand, if something was not resolved in a past life, your life right now is probably to try to clear it completely, because you're attracting situations that are letting you know that it's time for you to clear this. So maybe past life regressions, or again channeling. I have a lot of people coming to me and saying, I don't feel well, I don't know where it's coming from, and we realize it's from a past life. I'm talking fast. I'm just checking your questions. Yes, Lori. Yes, yeah, my YouTube channel. Yeah, it's true. I don't always talk about my YouTube channel is probably one of the best thing because you don't have all those posts. It's just videos, videos, and videos. And thank you for that. That's my lovely unofficial assistant. Thank you for reminding this. Lisa, yeah, feathers. Yeah, feathers are, there's a lot of signs you receive every day. I promise you, if you dedicate yourself that this morning, I'm looking at all the signs my higher self has sent me in order to remind me of a path I need to take or something I need to resolve, you'll realize, oh, there's more than what you thought. But you need to be open and you need to trust. Again, it could be just pulling a card, having a message, and suddenly, bang, in reality, another message confirming what was written on the card, or a call. Just be aware. Because right now, and if you're here, you're probably in the fourth dimension, in and out, but you're definitely mainly there. What happens is that when you receive those signs, or when you are lifting yourself into a moment of bliss, something that we actually achieve when we're doing activations on this page here, like people are like, oh my god, it feels so good, where you were in fifth dimension, whether you were there the full length of the activation or only 1 minute during the activation, you were in the fifth dimension. So what happens is that you are living your life regularly. You're doing your groceries, you're cooking, you're washing your dishes, you're taking care of your family, your partner, and suddenly, bang, you receive a sign, a gut feeling, or you're shivering, bang, you have entered 5D, or 5D entered into your life through a portal. You don't have to see all this. It's not like somebody opens the door and, hi, we're coming from fifth dimension. It's never that clear. But whenever those intuitive abilities and signs are coming through from your higher self, because your higher self remains the coordinator of everything you're experiencing, then you know you have entered fifth dimension. But then you come back and you realize you're analyzing, you're doubting, whatever it is. So you are already in fifth dimension. Again, encouraging in and coming out. It's always an in and out at this moment. All right. Corinne said, be the peace you want to see in the world. Totally. Yeah, totally. Let's see. You love that, Lisa. I'm happy. Yeah, watch for those patterns for sure. Again, even though they're extremely painful, the patterns are there to remind you of something that was not resolved. And again, it could be like distant in the past, or it could be just something that happened when you were a child or an adult, or a trauma. So again, wanting to raise your vibration and totally ignoring your 3D unresolved issues. Again, I can give you an example: anxiety, fear of flying, weight management, smoking, any habits. All these are 3D unresolved issues. They may be symptoms of things that are not resolved. Even IBS, even chronic illness may be connected to unresolved patterns and emotional blockages. If you're hoping honestly and truly that you will raise your vibration while ignoring those things, like like I'm smoking 3 packs a day of cigarettes and I'm eating chips like really massively, but I want to raise my vibration, yeah, you might have a glimpse here and there, but your body will be so dense, first of all, just to digest all this, and your breathing will be, of course, impaired somehow, and at the same time you're probably smoking, and these are examples, okay, it might be you, and don't worry, I'm not judging anybody. I've been working with people going through different things, so I'm not judging, I'm just giving you an example here. But again, smoking is an addiction, like heavy smoking, definitely. And if you think you are totally free to raise your vibration while still being addicted to something, then you're not letting go. And again, you need to resolve the earth stuff from this lifetime, from previous lifetime, in order to accelerate the progression into 5D, whatever it is for you. Again, you're a human being. Please be kind with yourself. Please acknowledge the fact that you're here to learn things. Some lessons are heavy, some are lighter, but it's not because you have a trauma or an addiction or a fear of some kind to resolve that you cannot have happy days through the process of clearing all this. Again, the more you clear, the longer and the higher you can vibrate. And still, you can receive intuition while trying to resolve stuff. It's not you need to clear everything in order to taste a little bit what the fifth vibration is. If you're already here, chances are that you already are vibrating high. So let me see if there's anything. Yeah, I think it's pretty much what I wanted to say. Feel free to ask me any questions here if you have. Yeah, how to clear emotional blocks. I kind of said it. Again, any kind of modality that you feel is right. I'm telling you because I practice them, and it's not because I feel they're the only ones, but they're the quickest ones. Channeling and hypnosis, the regular hypnosis for regular issues like earth issues, and intuitive hypnosis. I called it like that, is higher self connections. I call it intuitive hypnosis because there's a process where I am and my client going into a deep trance, a deep hypnosis. So these are probably the quickest. And but if you feel it does not resonate with you, no worries, you have your own path, your own journey, but take care of yourself, body and mind. Exercise, enjoy nature. I forgot to mention nature is probably the gift that is the most accessible. And again, it could be just a plant in your home. You can start with this if nature is not accessible to you. Connect with it, then you'll have animals and you have humans, and of course you can interact with all of them at once. But nature is free. If you say, I don't have any money, I cannot get any practitioners because I don't have the money, go to nature and ask for guidance while you are in nature. Ask to receive any kind of information. So again, try to resolve what you are facing emotionally and psychologically, and even physically. If you're going through any kind of chronic pain, try to resolve this. You will see that as soon as you take care of your earth issues, suddenly you vibrate a lot longer, faster, and further. I'm just checking how to remain in a high vibrational state. I said it. Taking care of your emotional state and trusting what is coming. What did I say? Yeah, making sure you resolve all your emotional issues in this life issue will be the way to keep this high vibrational state. And remember, you're probably somewhere in 4D, which means you're traveling between your earth self and your higher self every day, fluctuating. Sometimes it's just 1 second, sometimes it's 1 minute, sometimes it's longer, depending on what you're doing at the moment. But it is a total normal process until you're in 5D. And some people will reach 5D a lot faster than others. So you might look at people while you're in 5D and wonder, why are they going through this trauma? And it's totally normal. You don't have to get in their trauma. It's very important to know that even though they're close to you, if you feel they're really stuck in their own stuff and you feel it's, oh, it does not resonate with me, then of course create a distance. And if it's family, you can still send love to people that are struggling, to countries, to whoever is struggling to be happy and feel uplifted. You can always help them by sending them love and care. And again, it is important to maintain your own vibration high. The awakening process, I said it, it is the fusion of your higher self and your ego self, meaning imagine having your higher self constantly guiding you while you're in your body. This is the ultimate goal. And of course, it means so many other things, but it's mainly the ultimate goal. I said pretty much what is the fifth dimension. And the higher self again. Either you're connecting to your spiritual guides, you're connecting to a star being, you're connected to an entity, you receive a lot of guidance, you can read people's mind, it doesn't matter. All this is orchestrated by your higher self. Your higher self sends you what you're ready to receive at the moment you receive it, and it might send it to you many, many times until you finally accept it. There's no wrong or right. It's what is meant to be, but your higher self is really the navigator of your life. So if you want to talk to a guide, then you can ask your higher self. Of course, you can ask the guide directly, but your higher self, or if you don't know who to talk to or what kind of guidance and support you can receive, just ask your higher self, hey, I'm going through hard times right now. Can you send me something, a book, a person, a workshop, a conversation, anything that will help me find the solution? And let me tell you, they will answer you. So let me see. Do you have any questions? Well, we're getting next to the end here. Do you have any more questions? Somebody asked me what is channeling. I could end with this. Everybody has the ability of channeling. You probably are all channeling right now, or during your day, when you have goosebumps, when you have intuition coming through, it is a certain type of channeling. So, of course, you can master channeling and channel entities and high vibrational beings, archangel and angels, and really allow them to talk through you. For me, I'm channeling people's higher selves. Sometimes I need to focus, and sometimes I just, like, the person is walking by, and that's it. I know all their struggles, all their issues, but I also know all their beauty. So that is how it's coming through me. I channeled through writing too, but at the beginning, it started like I was channeling entities that were extremely wise, but not always very kind of positive. They were describing what Earth went through during the Dark Ages. So it was quite of an interesting information. There were so many terms I had to check online, and I realized, yeah, this is really an entity sharing this with me. But I said, no, I really want to, connect with high vibrational beings, and that shifted. So you can channel through automatic writing. You can let entities talk through you. You can, like me, connect to people's higher selves and simply describe what you see. You can have that knowing within you. You can have that, you can see what's coming through, you can hear what's coming through, you can sense what's coming through. And the best way to increase your channeling abilities, because you all have it, it's not a gift, actually, it is part of the 5D package. So, of course, it won't come like this, and it could come like this, but you will always need to refine it one way or another if it came abruptly in your life. But again, if you follow all the steps I pretty much shared before, how to take care of yourself in order to rise your vibration, then your channeling abilities will rise as well. So how do you channel? Well, Anne-Marie, I think, and I hope I answered it. The process itself is simply this. I mean, listen to what you already received. Look, again, it may use different senses, but you are already channeling. Channeling doesn't have to be like, and then, you talk for hours. There's so many ways to channel. Psychic can be channelers. Psychic can be mediums as well. Channelers can be psychic and can be mediums. Mediums are not always psychic, but you can have like so many different variations of what a channeling or a channeler is. But right now, focus on what you get already and always ask your higher self, is there something I need to know? Close your eyes. See what you see, feel what you see, feel what you feel, and take the time to really understand the information or hear if words are coming through. Most of the time, it could be either images coming through or one word. One word. Usually it starts like that when you start hearing things, or you start to write down and you're starting, oh, my day was awful. Okay, how could I improve? How could I improve my life? And suddenly you realize, oh my God, there's some advice is coming through right here. Again, you need to give it time. You need to trust whatever you receive right now. You need to trust it in order to allow more to come through. For me, channeling, the way it comes right now took 3-4 years, but I had that before. I mean, I've been practicing not intuitive, but therapeutic hypnosis for over 10 years now. And I realized that actually, how did it start for me? Well, I had my clients, I was asking them question, where do you think that block is coming from? Is it from when you were young or whatever? And suddenly I got the answer. I got the age, or I got an image of them younger in a situation. And I got it before they actually answered. And sometimes clients are so blocked that they cannot answer. So I could see and slowly say, is it this? Do you think it's this? This is how it happened. And of course, I wanted to know more. Is there something I can work with? So in the end, to feel fully at ease with the way I channel right now people's higher self, it's a process of a good 3 years. 3 years of every day belonging to a healing circle every week, every day getting the opportunity to practice it with my clients, with my friends and family. At first, it was free. I was saying, okay, can I just focus on you? You don't need to be there. I'll just record whatever I get or write it down and I'll share it with you. And they would share me their feedback. Trust. It is a safe kind of process. If you always ask for your higher self for support, please help me. Always help me. And of course, I'm here if ever you have questions. Yeah, you can get answers through TV, any kind. Yeah, thank you for that comment. It can come from any sources. Anything. You ask for something and suddenly your neighbor stops, knocks at your door and says, hey, can I borrow you sugar? Oh, by the way, there's an article wonderful for you. I have so many things like that coming through. And again, you have the choice to listen or not listen. And usually at first, and again, there are exceptions. They have people are receiving signs that it's so big they cannot avoid it. But sometimes it's the shapes and the clouds or a breeze that is coming through and leaving suddenly, and you have a feeling it whispered something to you. Lori, how do you know? Oh yeah, it's true. You asked that question. Thank you for reminding me. How do you know it's your higher self answering, or your and not your ego? And that's a good question. Yeah, Facebook postings can answer you. So that is a good question. I answered it in my last workshop, but I'll take a few minutes to answer it and clarify it. When your ego is talking to you, we're talking about the ego that wants to control things, and it's okay. Your ego is connected to your subconscious mind, and your conscious mind, it wants to make sure you're safe all the time. So if you ask a question and the answer is something like, you cannot do it, you don't have the resources, you don't have the money, you don't have the knowledge, you don't have the diploma, or you remember last time you did this, somebody made fun of you, or you failed, you're sure you want to do it again? You understand, it's not extremely positive and it's fear-based. That is your ego talking. So of course, if your ego says, there's a car coming, don't cross, this is obviously easy to understand that this is a good message. It's telling me not to cross. I think I will listen to this one because it's protecting you. But if it's something, let's say you love to paint and you would like to start doing this on a more regular basis, but you're stuck between working full-time and maybe going part-time, and you hear a voice telling you, are you sure you're that good? Yeah, remember your teacher told you that you had no artistic abilities whatsoever? Then this is the ego. The ego is trying to protect you. And even though it seems negative, your ego says, you remember, you got hurt in the past. And when we say ego, we're talking about subconscious mind as well. Your earth self says, you got hurt. I don't want you to get hurt again, because when you get hurt, you're losing control of your life. You go into despair, you're disappointed, and then you're not happy anymore, and then we cannot enjoy life. So why don't you just avoid everything that used to create a challenge, that used to scare you, that could have attracted some bad comments? Let's avoid all these. So all those signs and messages that are simply reminding you that these could be, there could be a potential pain in the long run. These are messages from your ego. Okay, when you ask a question. Now, I think you will understand what is your higher self response or answer to all this. Yes, you can do this. Why don't you try it? Hey, why don't you try to take that course with that person? Oh, look, there's a phone number to a workshop. Why don't you take it? Or look, if we take the example of the artist who would like to practice more regularly, or at least, uh, maybe make a living out of it. Well, the higher self will probably send either another artist telling you, oh, wow, that's nice, or a course to maybe get more at ease with the process of painting, or maybe marketing your paintings. So again, the easiest way to actually differentiate the ego talking and the higher self talking is, if it's doubting, if it's worried, if it's negative, if it's stopping you from moving forward, it's the ego. If it's like, yes, you can do it, why don't you try it? If you don't like it anymore, no, doesn't matter, at least you have tried it. Why don't you just experience this? This is the higher self. The higher self will never expose you to something that could put you in danger. If you receive the guidance that it could be good to try this, is somehow you're ready to do it. Of course you can fail. Of course it might not work always. But if you try it, then at least your mind will be free of, I've tried it, I've seen how it is, it's not my cup of tea, I let go, and I go to the next challenge, I go to the next experience. If you don't do something because you're wondering, are you going to succeed, or if you're going to like it, and you don't do it in fear of failing, then this unresolved or unexperienced thought remains in your mind as, oh my God, I should have done it. And it's connected to regrets, and it stays there as an unexperienced thought or desire. As soon as you live it, you have the choice to stay with it because it's fun, or to let go. So I hope it helps this. Yes, it does. Wonderful. So it's time for us to conclude. I said 30 minutes to 40 minutes. It has been an hour. I hope you liked it though. Look, it's a day off, and these are so important questions. Uh, it's the only way for you to raise your vibration and to enjoy the process. You need to clear whatever is blocking right now the process of what we call ascending. But again, you'll still be you, but your everyday life will be different. Every issue is coming your way, yours or somebody else's. Well, yes, let's be cool about it, let's talk about it. You will be emotionally detached, not neutral, not like a zombie or a robot. It's just like, it won't get into you, and it won't come into your energy field as, oh my God, I'm just breathing it, I'm just like, it's me every day, I'm scared. Will be, yes, I see it, I keep it at a distance, and that's the best way to resolve it, not to let it in your energy field. Yes, well, thank you for joining. We will end this with a closing meditation. So whatever was shared with you today, remember, you can replay it. It's accessible here, and I will probably put it on on YouTube as well. You can replay it, but there's a lot of things that were said that your subconscious mind got, like it's recorded, but it was not fully integrated. So the closing integrative activation that we'll have right now will allow you to remember a few things that were shared today and that you kind of forgot. And suddenly they come back at the right moment to remind you that you're at the right place, doing the right things. All right. And before we end this, maybe I should remind you, if you're interested, oh, maybe I could put it there. If some people are just interested to have a clearer connection with their higher self, um, simply by going this to this page here, I have on September 15th at 2 p.m. a group of 4. I call that a short, it's private because we're only 4 in the group, but each one of you will receive a private higher self connection, a group connection plus everybody's connection as a way to raise your vibration. So it's of course more affordable than a private session, and of course you have more details and more feedback than it was one of my free connections. So connect to this page. I only have one date. I'm getting busier and busier with private sessions, so I cannot do as many group connections, but honestly, it's the best in between a free connection and a personal and private connection. It's probably the most affordable, and you get not only for you but from the group as well. So just go to this link. I will also post it here in the comment section. But I have 4 spaces. Yeah, 4 4 spaces left, and actually ready to be filled up. And I hope that if you feel that's what you need, I'll be extremely happy to help you and guide you there. If you want the price, it's $44. It's probably like 60 to 75 minutes altogether. And again, you get a group activation. Each one of you will get, we're 4, will get a private higher self connection to resolve anything you want to work on. And of course, you get from everyone's connection as well. And we'll end this with an activation, a closing activation. All right. So if you think it's a fit, just know it's open. I only have one date in September. All right, guys. Are we ready to close this for integration? So close your eyes right now. Take a deep breath in through the nose and simply breathe out. Let's do this for 3 more times at our own pace. Wonderful. So you see yourself in your beautiful bubble of white light, feeling relaxed, with a big smile on your face. And again, really take the time to see that smile on your face. Take the time to understand that all your muscles, your cells, your DNA, your immune system, your ligaments, your nervous system is now fully relaxed and open. It's as if right now your cells are communicating with one another, and that includes your brain cells. And you can see this image as I describe it. It's like they're all sending some kind of electric signal saying, hey, let's share the information we received today. Let's share it. So suddenly, all this information, whether you remember it or not, is circulating, moving, flowing within you. Moving from your stomach area to your heart, to your brain cells, through your immune system, in your blood flow, helping your DNA to recode what needs to be recoded. Suddenly, the information that was shared with you today, even though you may only remember 70% of it, just know that the other 30% of it is written, encoded within you. So whenever you need to be reminded of the information that was shared today, it will come back to you as if, oh yeah, it's true. I heard this. Natalie talked about this. I got the answer. It will become like a knowledge, a guidance, as everything that you need to remember is now deeply, completely, and permanently activated within you, and will come back to your awareness every time you need to be reminded of all this knowledge, guiding you into taking actions that need to be taken, to moving into your flow with all the available energies around you, and always talking to your higher self and always listening to the answers. Your higher self does not always use the human language as we know it, with words and sentences to talk to you. Sometimes it's using symbolism. Sometimes it's using dreams. Sometimes it's using, as some people said, a Facebook post, a video, a TV show, a book, an article, conversation with a friend. And you will hear the subtle signs lying in those messages you're being exposed to. So you're thanking your higher self for simply allowing this process taking place in your life and for all of us. Thank you, higher self, my higher self, and all your higher selves, because they're here. They're here and they're happy you joined us today. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And when you're ready, you can breathe out until no more breath. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes. It was such a pleasure to be with you. And remember, it is ongoing. It's not because this live video or activation or conversation with you ends that the process ends with you. I'm sorry, there's so many dust flying in front of the screen here. It looks like little things flying. It's actually cute. So just be open. And I would love, and sincerely would love to hear from you. Any signs coming through, things that you have seen for a while, but finally you kind of, oh, I get it, or new messages coming through. Honestly, please share it, whether you share it here in the comments later this week or anytime, or you want to share privately, doesn't matter. Remember, by acknowledging that it's happening, by sharing it, you're telling your higher self, I trust the message you're sending me, I'm listening, and I'm taking actions. I wish you a great day. Thank you for joining me. Again, if you're watching this as a replay or on YouTube or any other platforms, I will see your questions, I will see your comments, and I will answer them. So please free to share them. All right, I wish you a great day. If it was a day off for you, enjoy the rest of your day. If not, I'll see you very soon. Bye for now, guys. Bye-bye.